Hello everyone, Zellerant here, and for today's video we're going to be doing more account reviews. So I made a post on YouTube yesterday, as it's been probably a good 2 or 3 weeks since I've done an account review. Try and do them about once a week, but it's been a little while since my last one. And so a lot of them are pretty old. I try and do more recent ones that are going to be more relevant, especially when it comes to support card and Uma banners as they're dropping. And so I put the post out, and it looks like we got 6 new account reviews here that we're going to go ahead and go through. And for anyone that wants one, you can just come in, join my Discord at any point, and put them in here. If I ever get to a video, if they're ever at a relevant time when I do a video on them, I will go ahead and make it. And then once I have the video posted, I'll put a post. At least I try to put a post in the chat to let you know that I made a video on it with the link. But with that, we're going to just go ahead and get right into these. We have 6 of them here. So we'll start with the first one here, Encloser Main Pull Plan. And so with this one, we have... Okay, so hi everyone, Encloser Main, but in the future will become an Encloser Late Surger Main, when Late Surgers will become meta. Yes, yeah, that'll be one big thing. Now, when the Enclosers fall off, it's basically Orfever. You either go Late Surger or Orfever. Orfever is like the only Encloser that is like meta in terms of working right now on the JP side, from my understand. I am free to play, but will spend money for selectors every anniversary, and only that because you're broke. So it depends on what you mean by that. The selectors, if you get all the selectors, it's going to be about just under $200. Because you have the 2 Uma selectors, $21 and $71, and then the 2 support cards. Which, I mean, to me, personally, that is pretty cheap for a game that you put a lot of hours in. If you're like me, I put a lot of hours in this game. I get my money's worth, and I spent way more than that. But $200 every 3 to 4 months when they get to the scenarios, where the scenarios only last 4 months, to me is a pretty good deal. In terms, it's just like having like a $30 subscription. Well, a little bit more like a $50 subscription. But for a game that you put that kind of time in, it's worth it to me, and they're probably the best value in the game. So we'll kind of take a look at some of that. Posting this to ask 2 things. What should I pull for as an Encloser during Grand Live and Grand Masters? And also if I need to change my pull plan to accommodate the fact I'm going to be changing to Late Surger main. Kind of depends on the direction you're going to want to go there. Enclosers will still be good through Grand Live or Grand Masters, so there's no reason that you have to switch it up. But going into Grand Live, there is a card that will make Late Surgers more relevant for longs. And realistically, Grand Masters has a lot of cards for all the positions that are good for longs. Notable SSR cards I have: Fine Motion, Kita-san, 1 Limit Break, Mr. CB. Crystals and shards. I have 1 SSR crystal and 6 SSR shards. Ooh, okay, so you're fairly new. We're at the... Oh, no, you've been using them, I'm guessing. I don't know if you're new. We'll take a look at your cards here. And I have no SR crystals because I used them in the MLB Admire Vega Guts, and no shards as of now. Okay. So if we go here... Let's see. So, I mean, Kita-san Black... Power cards. Oh no, this is just a mix. Nothing crazy there. Guts cards. Admire Vega. I mean, yeah, you're sitting pretty good on the Guts side. I mean, you've got full Guts deck going on. Man, you're hurting on a lot of SSRs though. Fine Motion at least. Ooh, Air Shocker, Limit Break 2. Man, some of those off-banner pulls. Mr. CB, though, pretty good. Okay, and then... Okay, so that's that. Umas. Okay, you got Ugly Cap. Maruzensky. Don't have Taiki Shuttle. I mean, as an Encloser Late Surger main, you really don't need her. But if you can, if you ever want to run in pace... or whatnot. Taiki Shuttle is always a good pickup. She's the one that I'd pretty much be grinding right now in the daily legend races. Since you have her, You have Dober, so that's good. Nothing else too crazy here. I'm guessing you skipped Cheerleader Halo, which, I mean, makes sense. Cheerleader Halo is a fairly easy skip. She's only good on a couple tracks. And as I'm learning, her ult, like, not a must. Like, it's okay on this Tokyo 1600, but it's really feeling like it's not doing all the work. We'll have to see how well it works with the sprint when it comes up. I'm not saying it's bad, it's just not as strong as I would expect. But then again, my end closer is really, really weak for it. So your pull plan here, you have Light Hello and Agnes Tachyon Speed. 400 pulls there. That's pretty good. Okay, and then Mr. CB with Super Creek. Pretty good right there. So you had no copies of Super Creek, right? No, I don't think you had any copies, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so I feel like that's a good banner. Just, I mean, because you don't have MLB Super Creek or MLB Mr. CB, so if you pull any of her, it's not going to waste. And Super Creek can last you a long while. For a lot of people, Sounds of Earth is an easy skip, in my opinion. But Super Creek, yeah. So that one makes sense. And then after that, yeah, you're just saving up for Major Romanu. Of course, Mr. CB herself. And then Elcon. Okay. So everything looks good here. Gold Chip Project Lark is pretty good. I mean, your pull plans are solid. Now, there's some cards that we can make note of. But since you're willing to get selectors, these are just ones to take note of. I don't think by any means you'll want to probably pull, at least for one of them. But, I mean, we can take a look at it here. So, and this is just a thought more on borrows than anything else. Like, I think everything looks good. One other good end closer, if you want a strong, to me personally, I don't think she's like anything spectacular, but I like Inari 1 Festival as an Uma for longs. I think she might, to me, she could be better than Mr. CB herself on longs, primarily because she has innate experience built in Encroaching Shadow. Her evolutions are better for Encroaching Shadow. It has the acceleration plus the speed increase. She has Tail Held High built in, ramp up. This is just a personal one though, but she's something you could think about if you get really lucky. I mean, you're going to want to save for Major Romanu. So she's just kind of a thought. You can think about it depending on how lucky you get. But Mr. CB is the superior Uma if you had to choose between the two. Of course, you're pulling there. A notable card, I'm not going to say to pull for this one, but it could be, you could use it for grinding out your parents or whatnot, if you get a copy at some point. And where is it? Yeah, the Daitako Helios Speed card. This is a potential borrow card, depending on how your debt's looking, is one of your speed cards. If you borrow it at MLB, I mean, I've talked about this one a decent amount. It has Slipstream, Gold Slipstream, and Tail Held High for you in it. Tail Held High in the second event, Slipstream on the third. And then in Grandmasters, this is a card that I am quite excited for, primarily for parent making. It is primarily for parent making, because I don't see myself using it for ace runs. But if everything goes well with Major Romanu here, oh, well, also, you don't have Ancestors and Guides on your pull plan, so I'm guessing you want to make it a permanent borrow. Just know you're going to need to have your full deck ready to go. Now, you should have Major Romanu. You have Kita-san Black. You could fall back on Agnes Tachyon Pace or Speed, but she's primarily only good for Paces as a speed card past Grand Live. But you have that. You have Fine Motion as one of your wit cards. So Major Romanu, Fine Motion, Kita-san Black. I mean, you have Agnes Tachyon Speed. So that gets you at the 4 cards. So this is your 5th, so you kind of got to figure out your 6th. Super Creek could be your 6th card, depending on how well it goes with her. But just know, this is going to be a mandatory card during Grandmasters. So, I've debated on whether or not to make it a permanent borrow or not. And there's been enough things that I've thought about that has made me say I basically have to do 200 pulls. What sucks is we're not getting free pulls on this one. The free pulls are on Major Romanu. I think we get single free pulls on this one. Oh, and you're gonna get an RA Festive on a Selector? Alright. That's, yeah, and she's a great one. I mean, Mr. CB definitely, I mean, if you're going all in on Enclose and you're bringing 3 of them, I mean, she's really good for long alongside Mr. CB. Another one for parent making, and this is something you could wait for a Selector. I would not want to waste 200 pulls in your position. And it'll really depend on how things end up. But when you get to Lark, I really like this card. Nice Nature Power for parent making. And it's going to be even better for your Enclosers. One, like most of her skills here are... they're not, you can prune it. So as you get the skill, just take the skill, like in one of these heavier scenarios, you can take the skills for parent runs immediately and slowly prune out Umamusume. She also has in her event chain, Tail Held Highs guaranteed, Nimble Navigators guaranteed, and then Gold Slipstream in the right place. So all 3 of these are really good for your Enclosers. You have late Surger stuff in here too. You have like Slick Surge. And then Umamusume. So you can prune out these skills by just taking these other ones so that you get a... Because once we're done with Trackblazer, you will be able to go after hints again. I know it's kind of feels a little weird thinking about cards and their hints and trying to get them, because in Trackblazer you really can't target them since you don't do a lot of training. But once we're done with Trackblazer, you can kind of chase hints to a certain extent again, especially on parent cards. I don't know if it's going to be worth 200 pulls to you, but that's a really good parent one. And if you do pull on this banner, it does have Major Romanu Stamina. And if you get really lucky on this banner pulling for it, and to me, if you get Limit Break 1, which gets you the skill point bonus, she can be your Super Creek replacement for longs, as her heal has a speed increase tied to it. So another way for your Uma on the long tracks to push up, versus having Swinging Maestro. But yeah, that's that one. And then after that, for late Surgers, if you want to start using them, and this is the strategy, since you're willing to buy the Selectors, this may be the card you want to go for. So instead of that Nice Nature, you have... now, it's right before this one. You have Manhattan Cafe Wit. This is the one... Now, there's a stamina card that comes before this that has it. But she's the more relevant card to think about. She has Lose Yourself, which is the acceleration for longs for late Surgers. The negative is it requires you to not be too far forward. So if you're going heavy into Enclosers, this is a card I would not bring unless you're doing late Surgers and farther ahead. So if you're doing 2 Enclosers and 1 late Surger, for example, you already are pushing them up 2 positions, because you have to be far enough back to trigger it. As some of the JP players have said, when late Surgers get really strong, and a lot of people are bringing them or Enclosers, one of the downsides of a very strong mid race is that you can't trigger this because you're too far forward. But what you can do with this one is you do 200 pulls on it, get Limit Break 1 hopefully, or not, or you get Limit Break that. And then you can buy the 3 Selectors, because this card is available. Manhattan Cafe Wit is available on the Lark paid Selectors. So you can get 3 copies of her as soon as Lark starts. And so you can MLB this card quite quickly. All right. I think that's kind of like your pull plan that you have. If we go back to here, I think your pull plan's great. Those are just some things to think about. It really depends on your luck, ultimately. since you're not going to be a heavy spender, it looks like by the time you're getting... Okay, so you have theoretically 200 spare pulls here. To me, this is a 600 pull banner if you can afford it. So, just trying to get that MLB El Condor Pasa. But you have rainbow crystals. You can also use the topper up. I'll be doing 600 on this one. But it does look like you kind of have an additional... Well, you're kind of stuck here. Yeah, this one, it's a little tight on pulls. And then Mr. CB... Doesn't Mr. CB get paired alongside this one? So you have, I think, 700 at this point, right? Because these two go together. They're on the same date. Yeah, they're the same date. So I don't know why max pulls is 547 on both of them. I guess it's assuming that you've spent these 400 on that one. So I don't think you can afford to pull for that nice nature power. So Manhattan Cafe Wits might be something you want to think about. But then again, Gold Ship comes alongside this banner. So you're kind of pretty much set where you're going to be. So I think your plan's pretty good. And ultimately, getting lucky is what'll shift your pull plans, because right now you're planning for a worst case scenario. So just get a little bit lucky on some of those banners, and then that might give you the opportunity to pull on those other ones. All right, we have the next one here. Oh, and somebody has a question. Do the $21 and $78 selectors have 2 SSR selectors or just one? Each one of them gives you one. So you have the free one, you have the $21, and you have the $70. So you can have 3 total selectors every single half anniversary from the 2nd anniversary forward. And that's why in my last video I made, I said every single banner you might want to look at a support card that you can dip your toes into. Maybe get lucky and get 1 copy and 200 pulls, and then you can MLB it on the next half anniversary or anniversary. Or you have the option also, as you pull on a support card, maybe you luck yourself into a card that you can then use the selector to bring it all the way up to Limit Break 3, and then you can use a crystal to MLB it. But that's ultimately going to depend on, of course, how your roll or how your pulls go and what you randomly get. All right, we have this one. Looking for recommendations on non-scenario Grand Live and Grandmasters cards. I'm a daily carrot pack / anniversary selector buyer and avid planner for the future and would love some feedback on non-scenario cards I should look out for in the future for Grand Live to Grandmasters. Okay, well, this is kind of falling into the same thing cards I talked about already here, but if they're looking at other positions, maybe a little bit more. Currently a frontrunner main. However, I plan to convert to end closer by the time we get to the UAF scenario, as Orfefer is my Oshi. Orfefer is going to be strong, and yes, Orfefer continues to be strong. So, I mean, you got to think about it. There's another one before her. Duramonte is pretty cool. I will be definitely trying to win a lot with Duramonte as an end closer when she drops. I chose UAF because of the Orfefer Guts SSR being the companion to the scenario banner. Also, Lark seems to have very few, if any, front dedicated support cards. I've not looked heavily into cards post Lark, other than the like meta ones. I haven't looked at like the more niche ones past that point. Meaning I can coast in that scenario with my fronts and save ends in UAF. I wonder, where's Smart Falcon Speed? Isn't there Smart Falcon Speed and there's Smart Falcon Speed and Daiwa Scarlet Wit somewhere? I don't know where they're at, but they're somewhere in there for front runners. While I despise Mant with all my heart, would love some deck suggestions, as I can very rarely hit SS with a Speed Guts Wit deck. One thing I learned from a viewer, Desi, speed power is the way to go. At least that's the way I'm liking it. One, it helps you win races. Starting right off the bat with all the power bonus that some of the power cards give you makes it much easier to win those races and save clocks. And 2, you're just spamming speed and power, and generally you can max both of them. And then the hope is from the power hits you get stamina high enough that you basically get the stats to get SS. It's definitely a little bit more. It's been pretty consistent for me, especially, and it'll kind of depend on the Uma and where their bonuses lie. But it works really well with those that have bonus power. If they have bonus speed, I might go a little bit lighter and go like 2 speed, 4 power if I can. But definitely the wit deck and guts, especially guts, is very all over the place. While you can get SS with it, it's not by no means very easy SSs. I've only hit it 4 times and I'm nowhere close to UG. I finally got my first UG today with the guts deck. Or no, not with the guts deck. Never mind. I got the UG without the guts because I maxed speed, power, and wit. So, we have notable cards here. MLB, Fine Motion, Kita-san Black, El Condor Pasa, and then Limit Break 3, Super Creek. Alright, back now. My dog was whining there. Had to take care of her real quick. But we looked at the notable cards here. We have MLB, Fine Motion, Kita-san Black, El Condor Pasa, Limit Break 3, Super Creek, so pretty good position. She is a potential option for your Selector, just because she's very... that extra friendship's really nice to have. So let's see. And so those were the notables. So you're... Okay, so you've been playing quite a while here. Not since the beginning, but... I mean, I've seen the gold ship speed card there. Okay, you have Mihono Bourbon Wit. So it looks like since you started, you've been on top of getting everything done. Limit Break 3 Rico! I mean, that's not really notable anymore. Let's see your poll plans here. So you were front runner, primarily converting to end closer. I mean, you're planning way farther out than I think about right now. So we have, of course, okay, so you're going to be sitting at 700, 400 here, 400 here, looking good there. You have Kita-san White. If you want a front runner for sprints, now this is, you're willing to buy selectors, I believe you said, right? Yeah, selector buyer. You have Aston Machan, which is a very good sprint front runner. Very consistent looking alt for the sprints, as well as having very strong... she basically makes the skill taking the lead that she has built into her kit last longer than groundwork, so very strong for getting out in the front. We have... so we have Major Romanu, so... and that one's good. Man, you're starting to stockpile polls based on your plans right now. I'm thinking this is maybe also building in... You might have the paid stuff built into this plan. So you're going... It looks like you're going to be skipping Grandmaster, so you're going to have to rely on it as a permanent borrow, which to me, for some people, might make sense. Just know, Grandmasters, you might lose some of your flexibility. This is when League of Heroes is going to drop, so if you want to go try hard in that, not having that flexibility will be kind of brutal. And of course, Mihono Bourbon Wit here, big pickup. Silent Suzuka, Summer's a good one. One you're missing as a frontrunner person, Daitako Helios, good mile runaway. So just note, I mean, you don't, by no means a must-have. I mean, you'll probably have, I mean, you have Kita-san White here. You probably have some of your own other frontrunners here. I haven't really looked at your Umas. But, yeah, you have Summer Maruzensky, although she's going to kind of fall off. You have Mihono. Oh, forgetting the big one. Ines Fujin Valentine's. She's basically the Mihono Bourbon replacement, so that she can use the Mihono Bourbon Wit card. So, I would try and fit her into your poll plan if you can. Looking at this, you should be able to, if long as you're not stupidly unlucky. As long as you get lucky on like one of these banners, you should be able to. And then we have El Condor Pasa Speed. Sounds of Earth. To me, for a lot of people, this will be a skippable card. I mean, it's a better increase to Super Creek for sure. But Super Creek is still very usable. And then we have, of course, the next scenario card with Orfefer Guts. Big pickup. There's some stuff in there in the mix that you probably want to pick up too. I don't know all of them off the top of my head, but I think your pull plan looks pretty solid here at this point. Count looks pretty good. A nice, you have, for parent side of things, I mean, you're looking good. You have a card that I wish I had currently. Kawakami Princess. Good there. You can kind of look at the last one I talked about. Nice Nature Power, really good. You'll have access to Light Hello. You have those ones, and you can start working on parents that have PTO, Prudent Positioning, Slipstream, It's On, or Ramp Up. So you're well on your way. I think everything looks good overall on your account. Your plan's pretty good. I think the biggest thing you might want to think about, though, is Ines Fujin Valentine's. And then, yeah, going into enclosures at this point, Duramontes and Uma, you might want to look into. She's a good starting point for enclosures. And then, yeah, Orfefer will kind of be the monster when she comes out. All right. Next one we have here. How do you best use multiple Selector ticket? Hello all, I've been sitting my Selector tickets. Okay, before the head start ticket, I don't want to read all of this in chat. Struggling for the best of them. I know every SS card will get power crept eventually. Start using those tickets. All 3 crystals still. No plan, no real plan how to use. Hey, I'm in the same situation. I'll probably end up with like 20 of these things before I really want to use them. But I'll keep saving for a desperate day. Some screenshots for account picture. Most SR cards. Admire Guts. Buy the daily care pack and spent money on all selectors discounts. Okay, so you're a decent spender. May spend more only to get 200 pulls in the close. Okay. Whatever it gives. Oh, so you're like, I do not focus any style. Although my account skews frontrunner, I just run whatever gives me the best RNG. Yeah. General pull plan. Taiki shuttle speed. I don't know if this one's. I don't know if I would call this one a good. It's Mile Maven Gold. And while, I mean, to me, it's a borrow for parenting. There's so many other options. One of the things being is you can pick up the white generally as it's a mile specific skill versus something like PTO, Ramp Up, It's On. It's on. Playtime's over. Slipstream. All those Huns that you can't get during the scenarios as easily in a lot of cases. To me, this one's not the best pickup. Especially since you want to pull Summer Mruzensky for your front runners. And then you also want to pull on the Grand Live banner. Like, just say, I'd rather just dump 400 pulls in the Summer Mruzensky before I pull for Taiki Shuttle for sure. One, I mean, Taiki Shuttle drops right after the Mile CM, too. So you're not going to even get to use it if you want to try and use it for aces anytime soon. Mr. CB Meet and Super Creek rerun banner. Use all my tickets by that point. Nakayama Fest Uma, Oshi pick. Horse racing and Mahjong. Embrace the gamble. Don't really know about the Uma herself. Ticket ID. For Uma Selector ticket, leaning towards New Year TM Opera. Oh, big, that's a good one. B, yeah, I mean, she's definitely, if you still have the ticket, she's a big one. Half anniversary SSR. Oh, this is 1.5 year, right? You're saying, okay. I could have Super Creek to Limit Break 3 now, or spend it on Yukino Bijin Wit to get a copy. I mean, this card to me is dead. I wouldn't worry about no stopping me anymore. Super Creek, I mean, it makes her more usable with the... definitely at Limit Break 3. Also, a lot of random non-meta cards at 2 to 3 Limit Break. Gold Ship Stamina isn't the best card, but the max skill hit... No. Do not waste your Selector on her. Make it a good parent card, or MLB Smart Falcon Power for race bonus. You have Limit Break 3 Smart Falcon? Maybe. The problem with Smart Falcon is it's a gamble on center stage. It's the problem I have with the card, and I use it at Limit Break 0. So MLB is definitely a better option for it. Man, okay. But let's just see what you have, what you're working with. I mean, that is definitely an option, but Kawakami Princess, like to me in the future, especially when Mihono Bourbon Wit drops, Kawakami Princess is the center stage card. Center stage does not come on anything else post that point. So she's the only one that has it as a guarantee. She's the better one. And I would definitely... Super Creek becomes more usable at Limit Break 3. I would definitely take that over Smart Falcon. Of course, you have Alcandro Pasa, Fine Motion, Kita-san Black. Nice Nature, Limit Break 2. Yeah, I think Super Creek's going to be definitely your best bet. Just because having that extra friendship starting off is really, really nice. MLB is definitely a big pickup, but I think you said you're going to pull on that banner, right? Yeah. You could hold on to it and see how this banner goes before you use it. But that might be your best bet. There's also the Muteki card, although this is kind of my planning based on what I have. And I'll kind of have to see how cards work out. She's a good one for getting ramp up because she has It's On. And you don't really need the race bonus if you're going to use her as a parent card in Grand Masters. I don't know how well she'll work, though, is in terms of trying to get SSs in Grand Masters, depending on the rest of your deck with a full-on parent deck. That'll be something to test for. So she could be an option, but that would include this selector as well as the Grand Master selectors, which might give you more options because you're going to have 3 of them at that point, or 4 if you include the half-year anniversary. I mean, to me, Smart Falcon's not worth it at this point. I don't know if you have Bakshin, Wit, or Guts. But Super Creek seems to be the best bet there. Kind of looking at your Umas here. Don't really ask. I mean, you're kind of all over the place. You're not like full front runner. You skew front runner. But I mean, kind of advice to you. I think Taiki Shuttle. Just go ahead and skip her. To me, very easy skip. You're gonna need those polls, whether it's for the Grand Live banner. You don't mention anything past this point, but the Major Ramanu banner. There's just so many better options. Or if you want it, like I've talked about in these other ones, a very good parent card. It's not going to drop until Grandmasters, but Nice Nature Power. And then that one you can luck out and get, if you get really lucky on it, Major McQueen Stamina for the long CM that'll drop right after it. So, I mean, this is the only area that I would kind of question here. But I think you're kind of fine whatever you use that first anniversary selector for. If you want to really have that race bonus for Smart Falcon in Track Blazer, because you're going to continue to, I mean, we're going to continue the farm there, that's an option. Although, because you have access to center stage from Kawakami Princess, I would hesitate to want to use her currently. Other than you can just use her, use these two together for groundwork. But try and fit in other cards for other skills that you're going to want to inherit. But that's going to be pretty much it for yours. All right, back here. Had to take a quick break. Just watch the Japanese Oaks here. But we're going to continue with the review here. So we have 3 more to go through. So this is a low spender maining front. It seems like everybody's maining fronts. My pull plan is mainly focused on picking up my Oshi's Wonder, Acute, Helios, and Meta cards. I am aiming to get Summer Maruzensky to at least Limit Break 1, and I'll use my tickets and crystals in Super Creek. For Seeing Sky, I plan to unlock her through the Legend races and keep using her as a borrow. 28 stars left. 1 month of grinding her. I don't have many frontrunners, but I plan on running Smart Falcon in all my past CMs with solid results. My only issue has been missing Mile/Medium S, but I've consistently made it to the final A greatly. Yeah, I mean, you can make it to the finals without the Mile and Medium S's. It's winning the finals against really strong opponents, and getting consistent wins, it's hard without it. So You don't really have a question to it, so you just want me to kind of look at it, I guess. I mean, pulling for Summer Ruzinski is a good pickup. Let's see here. Even seems like, I mean, you have the gold ship speeds. You've been playing for a decent while. Kawakami Princess, good for parent runs. Man, only Limit Break 2 on the NTR card. That sucks. That sucks. Because you're missing, like, all the race bonus, aren't you, on that? MLB, Kita-san Black. Don't have ML. I don't know if you have your SR crystals left, but for Guts build, you have those for her. I mean, you have Sirius Simply, Udada. So you could do a Guts build if you top her up. You could probably do it with even if you don't top her up, but it depends on how many crystals you have left. Let's see. Mihono Bourbon Wit, good. Fine Motions, MLB. I mean, you got Marvelous Sunday. So you're sitting pretty good here. So missing Sane Sky, you're going to have her soon, so that'll be good. Ooh. You got her. You're missing Maruzenski as well, which kind of sucks. She's a potential selector option. Looks like you pulled Wedding Curran-chan. She'll be good for the 1,000 meter. Smart Falcon. You got Taiki Shuttle. Yeah, Maruzenski's like the one I'm seeing for focused on frontrunners that you're missing. At least in this group. But looking pretty good on the Umas overall. Let's see these pull plans. So, okay, so you have Summer Maruzenski, 200 pulls there for Limit Break 1, hopefully. Agnes Tachyon, Speed Light Hello, 400, looking good. Wonder Acute, don't really know anything about her. I can take a look here. Let me pull her up just to see where she kind of fits in. Don't know anything on her. If you're gonna have to force her in as a front runner or not. Front C. She looks more like a pace. A dirt pace. Oh yeah, she's a dirt pace. She has mud play built in. You could probably force her into his front runner, it looks like. 300 meters remaining in the race. If you're in a good position, your speed will increase. Close to the lead. Ooh, never mind. She wants to definitely be a pace with her ult. But if you're willing to do pace, that would work. I mean, you could force her. You're just losing a lot with her ult. So, I mean, if it's your Oshi, it's your Oshi. You can make her work. I mean, you'll have... Oops. You have tons of pulls. So, you have Kita-san White. Daitako Helios is a good pickup. Ines Fujin Valentine's. Major Romanu. It looks like you're keeping right on up. 400 on her. 400 there. Major Romanu, the Uma herself. Man, she's there. Yeah, I mean, overall, plans are pretty good. I mean, a lot of the cards will be the similar ones I've already discussed when it comes to parent making. It looks like you could, depending on your luck throughout here. Oh, you do have 0 on Daitako Helios. I mean, she's by no means a must-have. I really like that nice nature card, power card for parent making, but by no means a must-have. For your selectors, I mean, you're kind of in a position. I'm trying to see what would be like. You're not really in a position to use the free one. I don't see anything where one selector is going to be really a difference maker. So that first one maybe would go towards something you could make for a parent making that you might be missing. I don't see anything off the top of my head here. But I'd just take the free one and hold on to it. I wouldn't blow it right off the bat. Super Creek's probably the big one, right? Because you don't even have Super Creek. Yeah, okay. Yeah, there you go. You mentioned it. So, yeah, Tippets and Crystals and Super Creek. So you're going to go all in to get Super Creek, it sounds like, which is pretty good. I mean, that way you avoid needing to pull in that banner. I think everything looks good. Your count looks pretty solid. I mean, hopefully you can get Maruzenski, the OG one, at some point here. You'll definitely, if you for the Tokyo 2400 First League of Heroes, that's you're gonna want OG Maruzenski's ult for that one. So yes, that'll be a big one to pick up by then, which you'll have 2 selectors if you're willing to buy them, which it sounds like you are. So, but overall, looking pretty good. All right, we have deck building. Okay, someone talking about parent making versus aces. One thing a lot of people don't focus on like I do. So I've been trying to get good runs to make some grandparents, leaning more towards Pace Chaser, but I just can't seem to hit SS. Though I can consistently get S+. It really depends on your deck. I mean, ultimately, I've been trying to do the speed power combo that I was advised. It works way better than trying to use the wit cards to make it work. Primarily because it makes it much easier to win your races with all the power. Started playing New Year's Fuku banners, so I am missing some vital event cards. Must pull, pass, must pulls. Okay, Kita-san Black. I am planning on pulling 400 to 600 and Agnes Tachyon. Okay, I have about 55 carats. I'm not sure about Summer Maruzenski. Since I plan to main Pace, I mean, it's a solid card regardless, but if you don't plan to ever run fronts, which you should during the League of Heroes, it's still a good pickup. One last thing about Narita Bryan and Summer Tachyon. Are they worth pulling for a Pace Chaser? I like both characters and heard that they were really good. I have not looked. From my understanding, Summer Tachyon is good. I'm going to guess for Pace Chaser, as she's a Pace Chasing Uma. So I feel like she would be a pickup. Narita Bryan has a good ult. Yes, the OG one. I don't know. But, I mean, you can pick her up with the Selector. You don't really mention your spending. But she's one you could pick up. Or you can grind out when she becomes available. I may say, by no means should you pulver her on her rerun. Because rerunning with Seiyun Sky. Oh, Narita Bryan Blaze. Never mind. Yeah. I see. I got you. I completely forgot about Narita Bryan. Yes. I wasn't even thinking of her. For Pace Chasers, I was trying to think of things. Yeah, Narita Bryan Blaze is very good for the Long. Specifically Long. She's going to be the first Uma that has Monster available. The one downside is it is basically like a encroaching shadow for Pace Chasers as long as they're close to the frontmost frontrunner. It gets completely shut down if they bring a runaway. So that's the big thing is, one, you're going to need a very strong mid game because she needs to get within, I think, 10 meters of the person in first place. And then she gets that acceleration, which is very strong. And she's going to be the only one that has it until, I believe, TM Opera O Wit drops during Grand Live. Now, all the other Pace Chasers will be able to get the white version, but she will have the gold. So, yeah, definitely. Summer Tachyon, I believe, is good. She's quite a ways off, though, I believe. I don't think she's the next summer one. Let me see. Summer Tachyon. Oh, yeah, it does look... Okay, she is the next summer one. During the second half of the race, your speed will greatly increase. In Naki... She looks to be... Yeah, she's Nakayama specific. She has acceleration... in her ult on Nakayama specifically. She has Singularity, Unstoppable, which is... She has the gold skill that comes with her speed card that we will all have. She has Head-On built in. Yeah, she doesn't seem bad. I mean, she has a built-in acceleration. I don't see her being too crazy. I mean, it's a 0.45, so it is a greatly speed increase. So she will be good in Nakayama specifically. If you like paces, I would say she's a decent pickup. I mean, you're going to definitely, I think it's a good idea getting your Agnes Tachyon speed invested into since you are going to focus on paces. Let's see here. You think Kita-san white alt could work for a pace inherit? I'd have to look at her here. What's the positioning requirement? Can't remember the positioning. Less than or equal to 3. Ready to follow out at least 6. If you're in the front of the pack, your speed. Yeah, I could see it working. The problem is the acceleration is basically nothing. You're basically getting the 0.15 speed increase, but you're inheriting a 0.05 acceleration. But it'll work. I mean, you'll want it with other stuff, but definitely I can see that working with her. And then looking at your cards, you're a Fuku believer. Oh, do you? Oh, are you newer? I'm guessing you're newer. I don't see Kita-san Black. Got the Urara. Oh, aw. Man, really not really in a position for a guts build. It's the only speed. Hey, you got Fine Motion. Oh, did you pull on Fine Motion? Did you? Oh, you only got 1 copy. That kind of sucks. It would have been nice if you would have got a bunch of copies of her on Fine Motion. Yeah, I mean, definitely. I mean, you're definitely wanting to plan for Grand Live. I mean, Grand Live will fix you right up. Grand Live, you're gonna have Agnes Tachyon speed. Fuku's still usable. Fuku will still be usable for you. She's probably gonna be your best speed card to pair with her. And then it comes down to, man, not like you'll have Light Hello. You'll probably want to borrow Kita-san Black. I'm gonna say you probably want to pull on Super Creek, maybe. You're kind of in a tricky position for it. Wit cards. Yeah, I mean, right at this point, you're basically just saving up, pulling on Agnes Tachyon Light Hello banner, and just seeing where things land. Boost her up with 2 selectors. Yeah, that's always an option. If you get a spook on her, you're gonna heavily pull. I mean, right now, yeah, you're just in a waiting game. Definitely, I think this is a good decision. Just save up and go heavy on here. Get yourself that speed Tachyon card. That pairs well with your Fuku card, and you'll be good. You'll definitely probably need to still borrow Kita-san Black. Maybe you luck out into a copy, and yes, you can use selectors to get her up there. Yeah, I mean, mostly your advice at this point is you're kind of just in a waiting game. But, I mean, it's not terrible. I don't know when you started. I'm guessing around the Fuku banner. But yeah, I think you'll be set up after pulling on that, because you'll have two of the main cards, Tachyon Speed, Light Hello, and then you just kind of build around that with your SRs. All right. Oh, man, my dog is getting up here. All right, we're on the last one. All right, let's see what we got here. Whole plan going into Grand Masters. Front main planning on switching to pace. Well, you're going to love the Agnes Tachyon Speed Light Hello banner. Currently a light spinner, daily carrot pack, plus $20 selector, so you're not going to get the 70. Front runner main planning to switch to pace chasers down the line. Well, I mean, pace chasers will become dominant, though I still run either style when it makes sense. League of Heroes. Good, good. Trying to figure out what I should be pulling for after Grand Live. El Condor, Pasta, Speed, SSR, and Pace Chasers. McQueen Wit card is good. Anything else to look out for? Well, Kawakami, so you got parent cards. Fuku, Kita-san Black. You'll have Agnes Tachyon Speed. Super Creeks MLB. I'm going to guess you probably have Fine Motion MLB in here. El Condor Pasa MLB. Yeah, Mihono Bourbon, Fine Motion. Yeah, I mean, you're pretty good shape. I mean, the ones I said to look out for that are just, you can think about, I wouldn't pull on them. Daitako Helios Speed, that banner's alongside the Major Palmer Stamina. You have taking the lead on Major Palmer Stamina alongside Daitako Helios having gold Slipstream, but by no means a pull banner unless you're wailing out, which you don't sound like that. But potentials for borrows. Uma's. Ooh, you're one that went with my Ines Fujin frontrunner propaganda. Okay, you got Maruzensky, Mihono Bourbon, Sane Sky. No Taiki Shuttle. Hopefully you're farming for I would assume you're farming Taiki Shuttle right now on your legend races. But yeah, overall, account looks good. I think, oh yeah, you have your poll plan right here. Oops. Oh. Current, 97k carrots. And a single SSR crystal. Only pair of kits of get the daily packs. Okay, I mean, you're sitting on a lot. Going 400 and so, okay, if you're wanting to eventually see how this Summer Maruzensky banner goes, I would pull 400 on the Light Hello Agnes Tachyon, and depending on the luck here, 200 is good enough. You can use the Selector to limit break 1 it if you have terrible luck. But I would do 400 here, especially if you have really bad luck on this one. You might not even be able to get both of them without 400. But being able to get max limit break, Agnes Tachyon speed will be pretty good. Acid Machan, good. Kita-san White, good. Ines Fujin Valley. You're hitting all the core things for front runners. Going all the way into getting wit here. Yeah, I mean, everything it looks up good here. I'm trying to think if there's anything off the top of my head specifically. Like, it's kind of the same thoughts. I think Nice Nature for parent card if you really want to. And that one also has, if you pull on that banner, that, I mean, it looks like you'll have plenty of pulls, Mike. You're stockpiling a crap ton based on these estimates. That one also, if you get lucky on it while pulling for Nice Nature Power, you could get copies of Major McQueen's Stamina, which will actually be pretty good for pace chasers on the long, but also just front runners in general with that heal that has speed increase to it. But by no means a must pull. It's just more of a theory craft. I think it might be a good opportunity with those that have pulls they can use. But I mean, it'll get outshined by other stamina cards not too long after. So I think overall account looks good. You're basically in really good position. I mean the fact that you have so many pulls going into this, and you're just holding on to it. You're just sticking around that 1,000 mark. I feel like you're going to have the opportunity, if there's a scenario you want to go really, really hard on, like this one, I would probably plan 600 just to try and make sure you MLB El Condor Pasa. I would plan that there. I mean, you could plan for really bad luck on something here, but also really good luck. Skipping Ancestors. Oh yeah, Ancestors. If you put 200 pulls into that, I'm kind of on the fence. I'm leaning towards pulling for it because just having that flexibility is massive. That banner just is absolute trash, though. I'm really hoping they do something about that, but they haven't shown signs to change up the banners. But yeah, losing that flexibility really does suck. And while you will feel like you have everything because you're kind of in the same situation as me, there's these onesie-twosie things that are very useful. One example that was brought up was Kita-san White. Or Kita-san... Yeah, the Kita-san White. When you pull for her, one thing, she has the same problem as normal Kita-san Black. She can't use the Kita-san Black card for Professor of Curvature. If you have the Goddess card, it allows you the flexibility to borrow the Tokai Teo Wit card, which has Professor of Curvature. So you can actually get Professor of Curvature on her. By no means a must-have, but yeah, having flexibility is massive, especially going into League of Heroes if you want to be a try-hard in it. We'll just kind of have to see how it goes, and how your polls go from there. If you can fit it, you definitely can fit it into your poll plan, though. You've got plenty coming in. But yeah, overall, count's looking good. Plan's pretty decent. But that's going to be it for now. That's all of the account reviews for today. And if you like my content, if you could like, comment, subscribe, it really helps. And thanks for watching.